What's up, everybody? This is the Messed Up to Setups podcast. I'm comedian Michael Halcomb. Today I have with me my friend Phil Ketron. He's based in Tennessee, and you maybe know him actually as Grampy from GrampyComedy.com. We're going to talk today about producing, performing. We're going to pull back the curtains on comedy and just have a good time and share some laughs together. So stick around. You're not going to want to miss this.
It's all messed up, yeah, everything's messed up. We're going from this mess up to the next setup. Everything seems so messed up, but it's just our setup.
What's up, everybody? I'm comedian Michael Halcomb. I'm here with comedian Phil Ketron, Phil Grampy Ketron. He's back for part 2. I'm super stoked about this. Phil, thanks for joining. How you doing, man?
I'm doing good. Thanks, Michael, the
Yeah.
professor.
I appreciate it. Just pounding that professor label in, bro. So I love it. On part 2 of these podcasts, what happens is I have a comedian bring a premise, and we just try to build something out. We workshop it or bring a joke they've already been doing, try to tag it or punch it up. Kind of pull back the curtain is how I often describe it. And I like this because people get to really see like how comedians work on jokes, not even just individually, like, but together. And, we were talking about like comedy coaching, even. So I'm curious, like, about your thoughts on, comedy coaching.
Well, it's all about having somebody look at it with a different set of eyes. So
Right.
just like us looking at this joke here, or a couple of jokes that you asked that you're going to bring it a different set of eyes. So I think whether you have a teacher or having somebody that's a coach or just having a mentor or a peer group, workshop group where people can just bring different ideas and different suggestions. So those are some of the best tags that you could get.
Right.
Because it's like, oh, I didn't think of that, or I hadn't thought about that.
I remember Jerry Corley saying, he was saying, he divorced his first wife because I don't know if you know this story, but he kept trying jokes on her and she wouldn't laugh, and she kept telling him he wasn't funny. So he divorced his wife, and she wasn't a good comedy partner for him.
She wasn't the right audience.
Yeah, exactly. So yeah, be careful who you choose as your comedy coaches and mentors and partners. But so let's do this. Yeah, let's what do you got for us? You got a premise, you got a joke you've already been working on? What do you got?
Well, the one thing I try to do is relatable. Again, I perform as a Grampy character. So
Yeah.
and it's just little different pet peeves, things that, kind of bug me, stick out. And in today's society, automated attendants have just gone crazy. I mean, they're everywhere you call. Press 1 for this, press 1 for that. It's gotten so crazy that now when I dial 911, there's an auto attendant.
Good.
If this call is not an emergency, please hang up and call someone who cares.
Right.
You press 2. If this is about a domestic disturbance and they don't have a gun, you'll be okay. So I'm trying to work on all the different 3 things and then get to, kind of do it progressively when you get to the last one. If this is a life-threatening emergency and you've been able to stay on the line for this next 10, please hold for the next available operator. The next available operator, your caller number is 17. Your approximate wait time is 20 minutes.
Right.
If you'd like a callback, press 1. If you'd like to hang up. So that's the concept. And it's very, right now, very rough. So now I'm trying to work out the details and then try to bring it in.
So I like this, and I think you could actually run with this for like keep escalating, that you have the 911 who has an automated attendant, and then by
Got to
the
do the
time you
Spanish
get,
version. Got to do if you don't speak English, you got to.
yeah, exactly. I have a joke where I do press 1, 2, and 3. It's about my dad, and not being around when I was a kid. Press 1 for more disappointment, 2 for a message he'll never listen to. 3 to go return to childhood trauma. O primo cuatro, like that. Then I talk in Spanish, so that's good. I think that works, and I think for each of these, it's kind of funny. That book, if you give a mouse a cookie, he'll blank, blank, blank. And if you give, him a glass of milk, he'll blank, blank, blank. If you give him, and it like keeps escalating like that. I think this kind of lends itself to that a little bit. So what you said, if it's an emergency, if it's not an emergency, press 1. And then what was press 2? Like,
I don't know. Like I said, I'm just throwing things off the cuff here. So they say over 60% of the calls to 911 are not emergent calls.
really?
The dog's barking next door, or I've not seen Uncle Louie in 3 days. They're not 911 calls. So some of that is kind of poking fun at the people who call 911. And why do they call 911? Because it takes some time to look up a freaking number for this non-emergency telephone number. People are lazy.
I love the ranting too there that you're doing about that. All right. So I like to think of jokes like when I'm trying to write jokes like between, all right, what's the reality and then what's the expectation and then like what's the gap between those. And I think a lot of times where the humor lies is like right in that gap between reality and expectation. The reality is that when you call 911, you expect to talk to somebody because it's an emergency, right? Or that's the expectation, but the reality is you call and you get an automated attendant. So you got to go through, right?
Oh, the prompts.
Yeah, you got to go through the prompts before you can actually get somebody on the phone to discuss your life-threatening things. So that's kind of funny, and I think that helps me like piece it together a little bit. It's like I called 911 last week and I got a menu, right? I didn't get to share my problem. I had a menu. So I think the funny one, we've all heard that. If it's not an emergency, hang up, so what's number 2 that we could build out in the menu? And maybe you're thinking like, I'm freaking Grampy. I'm 78. If I'm calling 911, it's an emergency, right?
I'm a taxpayer. This is my taxpayer dollars. Get off my lawn and get on my phone. I want a live body.
Yeah. So, and then what else? So you press 2, I guess, for emergency, or 3 for emergency. And
Well,
then I love the idea of it going to another automated thing. That's hilarious.
You're in a waiting period. You don't hold. If you like this, if you've ever called the government, you know exactly what I'm talking about. If you could visit our website, for faster service, visit our website at 111. Who cares?
I'm having a heart attack, and they're playing jazz music.
And this
commercial.
This
is the last thing I'm going to hear is this stupid jazz music.
And this you're sponsored by JJ's Funeral Home and cremation services.
I'm thinking, I'm listening to this jazz music on the verge of death. I'm thinking Kenny G is going to be the last thing I hear before I go. Yeah. So could you compare it to like, another thing like calling, Comcast being faster than 911 these days or something like that?
Yeah,
that's kind of funny. And then what happens when somebody does pick up? What happens when they finally picked here's an idea. It's finally like after you've gone through all the menus, you get to the real person and they're like, sir, what's your emergency? And you're like, I don't know. I've been on hold so long, I forgot.
That's a good one. That's a risk you take with old people.
Yeah.
I can't remember why I called 911.
Exactly. Yes, that's funny. I like that.
But that's what I'm working on. And, again, it's that coaching, getting that different perspective. I think that adds a lot of value. Let me throw another joke at you.
I have one more thing before you go.
Okay.
It just came to mind, and maybe it's dumb, but I think it's also kind of funny for 911. They've put you on hold, but what if you also have to leave a message for 911 to get back to you? That's kind of hilarious to me, right?
Right.
They'll get back to you within 3 to 5 business days.
And that's
all right. There you go. We can plow
Th-
forward now.
this is one of those jokes that it could be a 3 to 5 minute joke just on this premise. I mean, very easily. So
Okay.
there's a lot to work out. So all right, I got another one for you since you're feeling your old pastor it type thing.
Okay.
So in the Gospels it says that Jesus walked on water. So how difficult was it for John the Baptist to baptize? I mean, what was his buoyancy level? You see what I'm saying? Is that where sprinkling came from the Methodists? Because they could, I can't get him. I, I get his head down. Now
Dude,
let me just sprinkle him and just be done with it.
I like that. That's a good joke. Um, the
And I
buoyancy.
say,
Buoyancy's a fun word, dude. That's a
right.
fun word. Um,
Everybody says Jesus take the wheel. Shouldn't he start it with an oar? I mean, he's used to a boat, but I mean,
uh, yes. Would he even know how to take a wheel? He'd be like, "What is this?" Yes, that's funny. And like I said, I think buoyancy is a very fun word. Buoyant, buoyancy. Um, yeah, I think that's great. Um, so we got a theological joke here. It's kind of funny. Um, about essentially like you expect again the reality versus expectation. You expect somebody being baptized to go underwater, but the reality is Jesus stays above it. Yeah, that's good. I like
if
that.
he, if he
Um,
can walk on water, I mean, he's buoyant. I mean, that's like trying to give a. I won't.
John grabs him by the head, trying to force him. He pops up like a beach ball. You ever try a beach ball underwater? Um, get under,
And,
Jesus! Get under!
and then when he finally got him underneath there, and he pops up, that's the reason he saw the dove. He was up in the air.
Uh, I I think it's funny. I mean, you almost imagine like a pool party where the teenagers trying to dunk each other, like that kind of scene.
Yeah.
That's kind of funny. Jesus, just bend your knees, bend your knees.
What's the game that's called when you got somebody on your shoulders and
Yeah,
your
chicken. I
water
think right. Yeah, is it chicken?
chicken?
I've heard it called
He's the
chicken, and then like king of the world, king of the pool, or something like that. But I think chicken is. Yeah,
Well, he'd definitely be the winner of that one if he's on your shoulder. He's not going under.
I think the phrase "bend your knees" is hilarious. I don't know why, but that's just funny to me. Jesus, bend your knees, and then Jesus, help me out here, help me out here. Um, that's kind of funny. Does Jesus say like "I am what I am" or "I am who I am"? Um, yeah. What else? Yeah, gotta. What if it's like? What if it's done sequentially or in succession? And what I mean is like, what, what if John's? We. What if? Have you ever heard the phrase like, "new superpower unlocked"? Like that's a. All the kids are saying it in college, kind of these days. Um, and it's usually for a non superpower that they'll say it, like or new fear unlocked, or new blank unlocked. They're like saying these kind of things, and I wonder, like with this, if it could be like John's like, "Come on, Jesus, get under. We got to do this before your superpowers unlocked. Your walking on water thing is unlocked. Um, get under before we unlock that walking on water thing." I don't know. Um, I'm thinking about that unlocked, if that could work somehow here. That's funny to me. Yeah. um,
But see, there's silly jokes. That's what I like. I like silly jokes. I
yeah.
love doing the act outs.
I I think you should, dude. I think that's a perfect joke for an act out. That's perfect.
Mhm.
Bend your knees. Yeah. Yes. Yes, that's so good. Um, and then, what could be funny is maybe that's why Jesus only required baptism once, because he knew how difficult it was, or something like that. Too complicated. Jesus comes out and he's like, never doing that again. Uh,
But that's like I said. That's the reason the Methodists only sprinkle. They don't do the full
yeah,
submersion.
exactly. I think that's good too. Um, yeah, that's funny. That's funny to me. Um, Hmm. The boy and bend your knees. I'm stuck on that. I don't know why bend your knees. It's just funny to me, bro. Um, that's good. That both of them, that the both premises there. I like those.
Yeah,
Yeah,
those
those
are
are two very different jokes. Yeah.
yeah.
Um.
And the third one I've been working on again. This is just this is the most annoying thing to me is these people who want to FaceTime and talk on their phones in public. And I want to get in on I mean, if I'm going to have to listen to the person all day, and I want to get behind the person that's on the camera and get, hey, how you doing? What are you doing? Well, I'm listening. Might as well get in on it, kind of thing. And I thought,
Yes.
maybe if it was something that somebody's at the doctor's appointment and giving some really sensitive details about it, and everybody in public's knowing about it. I mean,
Dude, that happened to me last week. I was in the doctor's office and the lady was playing her phone was on speaker. That
yeah,
happened last week, dude.
it happens all the time, and it's old people. It's not young people. It's us old people. I mean, was the person not old? At least 40.
Oh, the person was like probably 65, 70.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
So that's a rant joke. I want to be able to rant that joke.
That's kind of funny. I mean, that is very, very much real life. And like I said, that literally just happened. I saw that with my own eyes last week. And the idea is like, if you're going to make us all, be part of your or like hear your conversation, we're going to be part of it.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
uh, you're holding us hostage. We might as well, get in on the action kind of thing. So the thing here, right, is the reality versus expectation. The expectations keep their conversation private, like to themselves, but the
Right.
reality is like they don't. They're very public and unknowingly public in a lot of cases, I guess. So that's
Because the
kind of
person on
funny.
the other end doesn't know where you're at and what you're doing.
Yes. This kind of, if you're going to rant, like you said, lends itself to some kind of like vengeance, some revenge, really. This could be like a revenge fantasy joke. You're just thinking about how to, what drives me crazy? People who FaceTime in public. That's perfect for Grampy, by the way. Grampy would get annoyed by something like that. Not a phone call, FaceTime, full volume, speaker on, like they're broadcasting.
That's the get off my lawn. That's my get off my lawn
Yes, that's
joke
great.
there.
That's perfect. That whole vibe, get off my lawn vibe. I love that. But you know what? If I gotta listen, I'm gonna participate. You want to FaceTime in public? Fine, I'm getting on it. And you're basically just going to sabotage the entire, FaceTime call. I think that's funny. Maybe what if you're like I like the doctor's office, very believable, the cereal aisle, at the grocery store, somebody's FaceTiming. You won't believe what happened at work today. I lean into the frame, right? I lean into the frame right over her shoulder. Hi, I'm Grampy. What happened at work?
Hey, can I tell you about my last doctor's office visit? I've got a swollen prostate.
Yeah. The lady screams and drops her phone, and you pick it up and be like, "She'll be right back."
Can I show you a picture of it? Can I drop my drawers and show?
Think, dude, this is perfect. You could relocate this joke in different settings, different contexts, and just keep rolling with the same idea. The cereal aisle, Starbucks, the doctor's office. And I think you get a long bit out of that. Yeah.
So it's kind of like crowd work, just a little bit different.
Oh yeah, I think so.
Public crowd.
Yeah, that's funny. The airport, you could just come up with all the gas station, all kinds of different places that you're encountering these people doing this. And
it's almost always it's restaurants where you should,
right.
Where people are trying to. It's almost always the restaurants that gets me, because I can get away from them at other places, but when it's like you're held captive,
right?
I didn't sign up for this conversation. I don't want to hear about your.
It's like this would be funny too. Like somebody like goes on the FaceTime, like just starts it, and they're like, "Oh, I missed you so much." And then you lean in, you're like, "She didn't miss you. She's been on Instagram for the last 20 minutes. She didn't miss you." Just totally rat her out or the person out. That's kind of funny. Like if you could uh figure out how to do the act outs for that, that'd
Well,
be
I was even wondering if we do it as a POV to have some way where I could have the phone set up where somebody calls me as FaceTime and I'm up there performing, and now I've got this
oh,
FaceTime going on right in the middle of my, hey, I'm in the middle of my set, hey, and just starting this conversation as if the crowd's not even there.
that's smart. Like that could be like a great closer to the bit too, I think. I mean, maybe it's there the whole time, but you're like roasting all these people who are on their phone, and then like right at the end your FaceTime goes off. So
So,
you
so maybe a callback,
yes, and it makes
do
you
it.
look like a hypocrite a little bit, you know.
Yeah.
So that's fun to have that at the end. Um, yeah, I like that.
And so to
Yes.
me, what you and I are doing is much more important. You talk about your young comedians. This is what you need to do: is to get with other like-minded comedians and work through this stuff to get ideas, brainstorm, workshop. Uh, that I think is priceless because again, you're getting as you're trying to connect to the audience. You're an audience member. You're
Right.
somebody that's different than me, and you're telling me how to connect with you. And then somebody else is going to have a different connection. So to me, this is the valuable stuff.
Yeah, I agree with that, man. I enjoy this stuff. This is fun for me. It's very life-giving, you know.
Right.
Um and I've enjoyed connecting with you, and even after I mentioned to you the other day after in a text or something after that show, I just produced that first show and it didn't, super. It was only 11 people in the whole room for that, and super small. I was kind of bummed about that, and you called and gave me some encouragement, so I appreciated that. And still trying to figure out, like how to produce, and I'm sure there's going to be more speed bumps along the way, but I appreciated that, and there's not enough encouragement in the scene. I'm serious,
Yeah.
and comedians you mentioned earlier at open mics, and you're 100% right. Most comedians, you're not going to get laughs and true validation because they're waiting to get up. They're thinking about what they're going to say. Also, comedians are not generous laughers, dude. They don't want to
Mhm.
laugh at another comedian because like somehow it shows weakness or something, which I just think is so dumb. We should be like building each other up and like spurring each other on to be better, dude. Not being greedy with our laughs so that we don't look weak or we don't make the other comedian think they're good or something. Yeah, it's just that's so stupid, dude.
Yeah.
So yeah, this kind of stuff's really valuable. Well, you got 5 more minutes to hang on here. You got a jet.
I need to actually run. I'm working.
All right. That's
I'm
fine.
working.
Yeah. Grampy can run. But dude, this has been fun. I appreciate it. And
Well, and let me
yeah,
mention one other thing too
yeah,
is that I'm one person with one opinion, but if there's somebody out there listening that has a joke or has something, has an idea they want to shoot by me or a video, I don't charge anything. I'm just, I would love, I like to encourage people. I like to try to help, as you're saying, I'd like to see all ships rise together instead of
exactly.
playing battleship. And again, I'm not looking to make a bunch of money doing this stuff. Would I like to make a bunch of money? Sure. But I'd rather you make a bunch of money. And
Mm.
then I can just come to your house and ride on your boat. That way I don't have to pay for the maintenance.
Let me point people back to your site again, grampycomedy.com. And after you've gone there and signed up for the newsletter, maybe book Grampy, find him on socials as well. Head over to michaelhalcom.live, subscribe there, daily blog, weekly podcast with the Messed Up Setups podcast. This, you can find it on Spotify, iTunes, YouTube, all the places. Make sure you subscribe to it so you don't miss anything. Share it with others. Leave a comment. Let us know what you're thinking. Grampy, it's been really fun, man. Thanks for coming
Yeah.
on here, or Phil, I
Thank,
should say. Thanks for coming
thanks.
on here.
Thanks for having me.
Yeah.
It's always fun just to chat and
Yeah.
iron
Absolutely.
sharpens iron, or I guess when we're in comedy, what is it? Play-Doh sharpens Play-Doh or rounds it or molds it.
Right. Yeah, well, thank you, man. I appreciate you. And friends, thank you for watching and listening. We're gonna wrap it up. I'm gonna stop there and say I hope that helps.
Have fun.
All right, there we go.
It's all messed up, yeah. Everything's messed up. We're going from this mess up to the next setup. Everything seems so messed up, but it's just our setup.